Yeah, bro, I should be the founder of KYC. Know your customer. Cause bam! I knew it. I just sensed it. Like, I knew I was gonna get some money, and I knew it was gonna be a 20. Now I ain't know shit. But I got a 20. Thank you. Seats were comfortable. I got $20. This is a classic road, bro. These people here have like very, very like classic trucks. F-150 classic. Look at that one. I would buy that. Like, I will fucking buy that. But if it was a Chevy, I'd knock on his door. If it was a Chevy truck, I'd knock on that door. They got me working on Dixie. Hold on, I heard somebody say over the radio, I heard them say, oh, I'm working off Dixie today. Needs a lot of money, something like that. So, I don't know what it is, but I got a 20 on my first call out here. No, my second. First dude, he just said stay blessed. Gave me words of encouragement. Sure, man. But I don't deserve a tip. I ain't give him a ride anyway, so whatever. Whatever. This dude just paid for the previous and this guy. So in this hour, I've made some good money. Let's get some learning in.
Right, the video you're about to watch, I think is a really important video. It's a real journey of understanding. Now, I did this pretty much in one take, without notes, just sitting down to get what's in my head out on video. The first 17 minutes, the sound quality is pretty crap, and that's my fault, because I went rogue, did this without producers, editors, anybody, because I knew I had to do it. So excuse me for that. It does get better as we go on. Also, once I rewatched it, I realised that there were some footnotes I wanted to add, further clarifications.
Hey, I'm with the towing company.
Yes, I'm waiting for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm calling to let you know I'll be there within 12 minutes, if that.
You know what? My brother-in-law came and he started the car, but he tested the battery, and the battery, he said, he's dead. Do you have a battery with you?
No, ma'am, I don't have an extra battery with me.
You do not have an extra battery with you. Can I take this car home and have somebody come to my residence to change it?
So I'm sure you can. You'd have to call your car club, your motor club, to get that situated. My goal is to take your vehicle from where you are to your drop location or the Bob Davis Auto Repair, which is what I have. If you want to change the address, you'd have to go through the motor club. Is that what you're wanting to do?
Hold on 1 minute. I want to make it home. Okay, no, I don't. I'm gonna drive my car home and recall the auto club so they can change, so somebody can come and change the battery. But thank you very much for your, and I appreciate your courtesy.
7-4. Have a great day.
Thanks.
25 to base. The lady canceled for the Honda Fit. She said somebody came to start the vehicle.
Alright, that's one.
And I'm glad too, cause that bitch, man, I would have been scrapping.
stock market crash and the recession, and again, interest rates were used heavily. Now, the money illusion meant that lower interest rates, people thought, I'm going to take on more debt. So they took on more and more debt. And that led to the housing bubble as we know, and then that blew up and almost brought down the world's financial system. Now, I was in Spain at the time. I'd left the hedge fund industry, but I was still writing, as I do today, Global Macro Investor. And I realized that the fragility of the system was now becoming the most urgent thing, and that after 2008 we hadn't really solved it. In fact, it was bloody clear by the time we got to the European crisis in 2012 that it was not solved at all, and debt was the big issue. And the only answer at this stage became the printing of money, because there was no other way to deal with it. It had become too big, too gigantic, too scary, too dangerous for anybody to let the fire burn. The whole Austrian economic idea of creative destruction was now almost impossible to implement because the destruction would have been total and complete. And many people think, well, the bankers could have gone under, maybe we should have let everything clear. Well, at this point, with this many old people as baby boomers...
Take my truck number. Go ahead, call the cops. Go ahead, call the cops. Call them.
You're in the sky right now. Catching another criminal dead off my sidewalk.
It's funny because I did everything to make sure I wasn't gonna get on her sidewalk, nothing and the person behind me, I was very courteous about their grass. So what I did is I got out the truck to move the garbage can that was in the street so I could adjust, so I could back out and do my little 5-point turn, if you will. So I did that, I got, just to be courteous, because sometimes I personally just don't do that. If I absolutely have to, I will, but if I can, I won't drive on people's stuff. She comes out with this aggressiveness, I'm like, all right, bitch, all right. She's probably, next play. Yeah, it's initially I was just backing out, and that's why I got out the truck, was to move the garbage can that was on in front of me, pretty much affected me being able to do an effective maneuver in that street to turn around. So I moved the garbage can out of the way, and she comes out all aggressive and shit, anyway. Next play, just keep moving forward. She's probably lonely. She probably ain't getting no sex like I ain't, so I get it. Yeah, all right to me.
Looking at it versus gold, and saying with gold at about $1,300 where it was at the time, I would impute roughly, without the great maths that my friend Plan B has managed to do, but I had a rough rule of thumb that Bitcoin is probably worth $1 million in comparable terms. Using stock to flow, how much gold was underground, how much gold was being mined, etc., and back imputing it to the Bitcoin price. And that gave us a macro framework, and that macro framework became quite well known at the time and got passed around and got many people into the space actually. Then I was out of the space for a while and then got back in around 2000.
Don't get on my sidewalk. Your sidewalk. Her sidewalk, bro. I'm stuck on that. I don't fuck. Don't drive on my sidewalk. What you talking about, bro? That's the second white fucking person. I mean, I'm sure it's not white people, because there's all types. I'm sure there's a black person somewhere, a Hispanic person, a fucking Asian person out there that would do the same. That's the second time I experienced that, that vibe person. That's the second person that tries to come out on me with that shit. This time I wasn't even gonna drive on their sidewalk or on the sidewalk. But I did it after she told me not to. I said, all right, bitch, and I pulled right up on the sidewalk. Nah, yeah. And I got on the grass and I'm bitch. I ain't gonna front. It was that ratchet as fuck. Should have not done that. In retrospect, I could have just said, lady, I'm not driving on your sidewalk. Look, I'm far away from it. Chill the fuck out. So I could have handled that better. In retrospect. The first time there was somebody out in Loxahatchee, or close to Loxahatchee, out in Royal Palm, out west, and let me call this customer Todd Baker. Woo! Good day to be alive, baby. Nobody's stealing my joy. Nobody's stealing my joy. Todd, I'm with the towing company.
Hi there.
Great, man. I will be there within 23, maybe 26 minutes, if that.
Perfect. That's great news. Always like to hear that.
Okay, man. I'll see you then.
Okay, you thought this all the way at the end of Sunset Avenue. I mean, you can see the ocean for the bands.
Great. I got 100 Sunset Avenue, the address, right?
All the way at the end. Yep, can't miss it. It's a little itty bitty ram van with flowers all over.
Nice. I'll see you then.
All right, thanks so much.
At least he's positive, goddammit. Gotta balance this shit out, you know? Gotta fuck bitch, a fuck girl, and then positive. Gotta laugh, man. We gotta laugh. I paid $60 today, so pretty much. But I'm not 100% convicted if I gave the company that $60. So because I'm not 100% convicted, I gave that money, that I turned it in, and they said it, I kind of got to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think I used that word right, because I never really understood it. Like, anyway, I got to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I just paid them the 60. So I'm down pretty much. If I did pay it, I'm down $60. If I didn't, it's their money, so it is what it is. But today's gonna be a great day. Today's gonna be a great fucking day. I know it. Nobody's gonna steal my joy. Nobody. Yeah. So in retrospect, I could have handled that better. But the last time I had somebody fucking come at me like that too, like they come out all aggressive and shit, like just wilding, bro, on some crazy shit, bro, like on some just wild shit. And the worst part, like that first person that happened, like I could understand if it's like on grass or some shit, cause the grass, you could fuck somebody's grass up, leave tire marks, and somebody be working hard on their grass. Like I get it, but concrete, bro, like what the fuck, bro? Like a car, it's a vehicle. It's like what the fuck it's a vehicle. It's not gonna sink, and if it sinks, that's a whole nother problem you got. Like that's just beyond, to me, beyond. I don't even know the word for that. I don't know. Something got them thinking that way. Something has them feeling as if something's got them thinking that way. So I have to be empathetic. They experience something. I don't know. I really don't know. They have a sense of ownership, a sense of control, something that there has to be a reason. So I have to be empathetic of that, even though I don't know it. They have a point of view. But that's the wrong person to just come at me like that. Like, why? No, she's just gonna make it worse. Like you could have easily came out and said, hey, I would appreciate it if you don't get on my property. I'll probably be like, you know what? You're right. I won't. Even though I wasn't, I won't. I wanna go back. Yeah. I'm gonna go back with some. Remember where that bitch lives? I'm gonna go back with some dirt bikes. Yeah. I'm gonna fuck her all the way. Oh, what's up, bitch? That's just a thought. I really won't do that, because that's not right. To go back and just feed more niggas. I gotta let go of that. Seriously, I do. Next play.
And 15, 16, and I started buying again, probably around 200, and I think I sold out early. When the forks were happening, that was the FUD of the day. You know, we'd had scandals all the way through S-curve moments within Bitcoin, and that moment in time, I didn't understand the ecosystem. I didn't understand the adoption effects of Metcalfe's law, and it was much earlier. So I thought this was an existential crisis when you're forking something. What did it mean? I didn't really know. I wasn't comfortable, and I'd made 10 times my money. It was 2,000 at that point, so I took profits. And obviously, it then went up another 10x, and I felt like an idiot. Well, I didn't have money in the bank, but I didn't make as much money as I could have done, should have done. I didn't have a massive allocation. I had a deep, reasonable size, but not life-changing amounts. But it taught me a lot about the cycle. You know, I pretty much saw the top of the market, and then it came down. And, you know, I still believed in what Bitcoin was, but I didn't think I had a time and a place right now. And I thought that was important because macro does matter to Bitcoin. It doesn't exist in a vacuum. And so it was off my radar screen. And, you know, I was looking at most macro opportunities. So we're talking about 18, 19. So 18, 19, we saw some interesting opportunities in the bond market, because I thought that the global business cycle was slowing down, and we had one last shot at the rate trade, the heroic trade of loading up on Eurodollar futures as the Fed had to cut and offset the rising in rates that they'd done, and that the bond market was going to start pricing in deflation again as my economic indicators started forward-looking, predicting a recession. That came, as we know, in March. But in March,
I ain't gonna front. I fuck with Dodge. I think the Charger's that's a Charger. There's two. But the beefy one, maybe the newer one, Dodge. That one. Let me just pull up to it. That one, that on the left. That's a Dodge. I don't think it's a Charger. It's maybe it is a Charger. Just the newer one, the beefy one. Man, like they like the Hellcat. I think it's called the Hellcat or some shit. The Devil. When you put the right tires on it. Well, I think one of them comes raw as shit already. But when you put like the wider tires on it, and man, it sits nice. I would like to step on it on one of the something with 900 plus horsepower, just I would love that. I'll probably never talk about bitches again. Like, fuck bitches, I got this. I don't know if I'm a fan of I don't know if I would do it unless my car is really fast. Like that, I know that shit ain't fast. That's just a tune. You probably throwing hella fuel for that fucking noise. I think the tune for that is hell of gas, low air. I don't know. But I don't know. It sounds cool, but I don't think I would do it for my own car unless I absolutely needed to. It's working out, nigga.
For radio networking operator here. Got it.
Bike comes today. I put a paper on the fucking front of the house saying put my package on the side of the house, please. If he doesn't, it's cool, because tomorrow I start later. But I'm looking forward to my bike. Only thing is that I'm not gonna be able to ride till at least Monday, Tuesday. Because I gotta get it built, and I'm not sure if the tools are all available. If they aren't, from what I've seen, there's this tool to tighten the sprocket, I think it's called, or the assembly within the, like, the, I don't know, if they come with the tools, that'd be cool, and I'll give it a wing at it. I think I can do it. I mean, it's especially the simplicity of the bike. I think is really simple, because as long as I take my time, I could do it. But I look forward to getting my bike. Number one, I just want to put it on my truck and take off to another area and just ride for a little. And then there's times where, like, sometimes I don't want to just learn all the time. Sometimes I don't want to just learn. I want to be a little more active, and I'm just excited. I want to get on the bike and fucking go. Right now, it's not that I can't afford a motorcycle, but I'm not in a position to buy a motorcycle. Like, I remember, I don't know if I'll live by this, but if I did, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna live by this, because I know I'm probably gonna fuck up the rule. But if I start really applying this and being patient, wow, girl, you are so pretty, super pretty. I think Jay-Z said, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it at all. Or it was on a meme that Jay-Z's picture was on, or something. Maybe another artist, but love skater girls and outdoor type girls. Yeah, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. So, can I buy a motorcycle twice without it hurting? Well, maybe it was Robert Kiyosaki or something. Like, it just wouldn't make sense for me to do that right now. Yeah, that'd be dope if I just had it, but it just will set me back. Like, well, I don't want to be. I don't want to be set back that far back. You know, if anything, like I said, I'm even willing. If I get, for example, worst case scenario, if I get, which I don't think I'm going to, because I'm not doing anything stupid. I don't disrespect nobody where I live. I try to stay out of people's way. You know what I mean? So I don't think that will ever happen. But worst case scenario, if I got kicked out and you figure it the fuck out and figure out a way to live, I'll figure out a way, but I won't get an apartment immediately, because I'm still so hung up on, like, the way I make money. And I'll start off with, like, a storage unit. Now that I got a vehicle, I'll start off with a storage unit, and I'll probably, like, I don't know, I'll probably park that shit in the storage unit and, like, put a mattress on the bed or something, park the vehicle inside or something like that, and go to sleep with, like, a wrap over my face, because the fuel, you know, even though it's not gonna be intense, but just to be more safe. Maybe I wouldn't even give a fuck. But I would start off like that, because again, I don't want to, like, what I've been working for, I don't want to have to start again, like, and I don't want it to deplete that much. There's going to be a phase where I'm going to be like, okay, now it's time, now I can get myself, you know, a decent place. But for now, there's no need for me to do that. There's absolutely no need. So I'm not going to. I'm happy where I am. I get to see my mom and my nephew as well. I get to see him, which that wasn't really planned, but it just worked out that he, at least, I don't know, I've always loved kids. I think they're cool. I just think they're good. They're just good energy. They're the purest form of energy out there that I've come across. It's like, so I really appreciate kids, the genuinity of kids. They're too pure in how real they are. They just, yeah. So I'm grateful that I got, you know, although I wasn't able to, you know, build a meaningful relationship with my son, and I'm pretty much reaching that point of no return. I think he's old enough, and he's getting older now, so it's pretty much getting to the point of no return, which is cool. But at least I get to still have that kid. Like, my nephew's like Like I look at him as my brother. He's like my brother. He's like my brother, but you know, he's super genuine. He's super pure. He's always happy, like most kids are, and you can't buy that. You know, he's not happy because of anything other than life and experiencing new things. So yeah, I'm thankful that after that phase that I went through of like being over the road and stuff and like not really connecting with anybody, but just virtual mentors and money and the financial market, audiobooks. I'm grateful I got a chance to experience this with my nephew and my mom, and pretty much just like be in that environment of people and just purity. But you know, I just gotta do better. I gotta change my perspectives. And I know some of the thoughts I had are wrong. Some of the ideas, some of the anger I had created wrong thoughts. But at the end of the day, I can genuinely say I'm better off connecting with people that I know, like, and not just secluding myself. And like I had this philosophy, and internally I'm like, yo, like I don't want to be in association with people. Like I had something to prove. Like I felt like I had to be successful in order to connect with the people that I want to help. And it's like I have no value to provide unless I'm successful. And while that may be the case with some people, like some people really do just want money. Some people actually just want money. And I just gotta deploy that money correct. Like just keep my heart in its place and do stuff with people, but just always keep in the back of my mind, like I know what this is about. And as long as I keep that in mind, that's cool. I'll utilize money for what it is. But at the end of the day, like I'm also not just gonna splurge it. I'm just gonna utilize it to finesse in an ethical way. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and just be super cheap and not spend any money at all. You know, I kind of have to. You know, if I want some food, I have to pay for it, right? So if I want a chick, I'm gonna have to, you know, maybe not pay directly, but I'm gonna have to somehow utilize money. Unfortunately, you know, and that's what I was referring to earlier. Yeah, he knows how to skate. When people actually use their full swing, they swing their leg all the way up and down. That's a full skate. Some people be like, oh shit. He's a beast. Right through cars. Imagine those restaurant owners. Don't ride on the sidewalk. I forgot what I was saying though. But I just gotta do better. You know, money is what it is. Money is what it is. Oh, what I was referring to earlier is like, back in the day, I definitely didn't have money. Like, all right, it depends. When I say back in the day, like in school, I ain't had no money, but I used to get cheeks out the ass. Because by default, girls, they had no other choice but to know me for me. It was just conversation. It was just, you know, who is this person? You know, what is he saying to me? How's he fucking with me? Like, how he communicates with me? How's he making me feel? Now that shit don't matter. Like, that shit don't matter. You could be super respectful to a chick, or that doesn't even work. You could be just on point with a chick. That stuff doesn't work. You need to be like, damn, it's funny. I keep seeing these bikes everywhere now. You need to be a fucking. From what I'm saying, I just need money. I just need money. I just need to keep racking up the dough. The dough. Look at that. It's a fucking fixed gear bike. Yep, that's crazy, bro. I don't think I've ever noticed one of those motherfuckers until now that I'm about to get one.